Do demons frighten you?
Hey guys, can I just say I got shat on by a pigeon today, and that has never happened to me before in my life, and I've been told it's good luck. But I was having a really good day. Looking for a job. I had a good interview. I went out and I bought a couple of shirts and a suit jacket and all that stuff, and then I just got shat on by a pigeon. So apparently it's good luck. So hopefully something good will happen to me. I don't know, but it wasn't the best experience in the world. Anyway, that was my day. All glamour. Alright, so I wanted to show you this. This is, back from San Diego Comic Con. This was the Udon exclusive hardcover version of their new comic book, Street Fighter Origins Akuma. And it's really beautiful, actually. It costs $40. It has this special hardcover, which is actually has Akuma on the front and then has his brother Goken on the back. This cover art is done by a guy called James. I'm going to butcher his second name, but it's Ghio. I think it's Ghio. Really amazing. And you know what? I think I've bumped into this artist before, because I bought the Marvel vs. Capcom hardcover exclusive from last year, and I was like moving around really quickly, and there was an artist there, and I didn't know who he was, and he drew something for me, and he drew Akuma. I don't know if you can see that, but he drew Akuma, and then he signed it on the side. And although I've looked up this guy James Ghio's signature, it doesn't look the same, although that looks like it could be Ghio. And I have to say, when you see these two side by side, like, you can see a resemblance in terms of the way this stuff is drawn. So that's very interesting to me, even though I'm selling this one. Oh well. But this hardcover is interesting. When you take it off, Capcom did this thing called, it's got like some of the girls on the beach. So it's got Sakura on the beach. Not really sure if this is supposed to be sexy or not. I'm pretty sure Sakura is a schoolgirl. So I don't know. I'll leave that down to your judgment. I believe on some of the other books there's Chun-Li, and I don't know if Cammy's on there. I found out actually through some of the people that I know who work with Capcom that Cammy is one of the hardest things to actually get approved through Capcom. And I'm not really sure why. I think it's because they have to strike that balance between, I guess, quite an attractive female and this character that sort of has to be taken seriously as a fighter as well. If that makes any sense. I'm not sure if it does or not, but whatever. So back onto the book. It's actually, all of the art in here is done by a guy called Joe Eng. I think it's how you pronounce it. It's NG anyway. I may have mispronounced it again. I'm sorry. He signed it here. I got him to sign it, and the credits are actually here. So the story was by Chris Saracini, and I think you can see the credits there. Artwork by Joe Eng, and then inks by Rob Armstrong and Kevin Raganit. Colours by Espen Grundet Djern. Not sure if I pronounced that right. And then letters by Marshall Dillon. That's pretty straightforward. It's a cool book. The artwork is really amazing. I don't want to give away any spoilers. It's really helpful to have this background. It's a pretty simple story. It's not hard to follow at all. It doesn't jump around too much between characters, which a lot of the other Udon books do. And it's good because, anything that's about Akuma or Goken or Ryu, Ken, Sagat, all of that stuff has this mysticism surrounding it. It's sort of really legit. It kind of feels like it has this tradition around it, this idea of honor, this idea of seduction to the dark side or dark Hadu. I'm not so keen on like the M. Bison stuff because, I don't know, I think something good could be done with the Shadow Lu things, but, all I ever have in my head is like the Street Fighter movie, which just kind of made a joke of the whole thing. But this new movie that's coming out, Street Fighter Assassin's Fist looks like it's going to be really, really good. It looks to be produced by some guys who really invested in it, and by the looks of their trailer, they've really been working out as well. The guy who plays Goki, Akuma, and Ken and Ryu, these guys are huge, and they look really serious about their fighting, and they sound really serious about the story. So I'm excited about that. And this is actually a good precursor to that story, because that story is about Ryu and Ken. This story is about Akuma and Goken, actually. Now, I don't want to give away any spoilers. It is a simple story. The only thing I will say is this: the only thing that let it down a little bit for me. The artwork is amazing. The only thing that let it down for me was the story. I felt there was missing a few things. Like, I felt like you had to fill in the blanks a little bit. What bothered me was I never got a sense of who Akuma was before, things started happening to him. Outside forces, I think it's not a spoiler when I say that obviously he turns to the dark side, the Dark Hadu, is seduced by it, but I never really got a sense of the transformation, and I'll tell you why, because I never got a sense of him. Like, when he was a kid, you saw him as a kid, cool, but you didn't really get a sense of what was his relationship to his family, to his mother, to his father, to his brother Goken. And to me, that's an important part. And you kind of felt, in the end, you have to fill in the blanks. And I have to assume that Akuma was, just like any other kid, and that he wasn't necessarily born evil or any of that sort of stuff. Like, and he loved his family and blah 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 blah. Again, I don't want to give away spoilers, but that's what was missing for me, was kind of like that emotional investment, that connection. But the rest of the story is pretty cool. I think more than anything, I just love the artwork, and I love the simplicity of the story, and I love the explanation of Gotetsu, I think I'm pronouncing it right, is their master Goken and Akuma's relationship, and their fighting style, I think I'm going to get this wrong, but the Ansatsuken, I believe it is, which is the Assassin's Fist style that they use. So overall, I would say this is actually a really awesome book. The artwork, like I said, is fantastic. I could just sit here and look at it over and over again. And there's actually some really cool stuff at the back, because it shows Akuma from a child growing up. So, there's some bonus sketches at the back, and it has, basically it has, I don't know if you can see that, but it has Akuma growing up, different phases, being a child to an adolescent to an adult to, an all-powerful demon. Same thing goes for Goken, and it's really well drawn, and it's a very special book. I like it, apart from those things that I mentioned. So if you're thinking about it, I believe it's $35 it says on the back here. But yeah, I think it's worth it. I think it's pretty cool. And that's actually the first book review I've ever done. I'm not really sure if that's helpful or not, but awesome book. So yeah, cheers guys, and check out my other videos.
Concentrate not on destroying your foe, but on obtaining your own victory.